Welcome to the 2024 Economic Depression and Preparation Channel. I'm your host, Hunter. Thank you for joining me on this April 10th, 2024 Hump Day Wednesday edition. We're going to get right into it, ladies and gentlemen. Please be sure to subscribe to this channel for the latest interpretation of financial news and data. And I appreciate all of you guys' support. We're going to be talking about this hot inflation data that came in via CNBC.com's report this morning. Hot inflation data pushes market rate cuts expectations to September. Just as I predicted, I told you guys that these rate cuts are not coming this year until after the elections, possibly into the beginning of 2025, because this inflation is not going away. We're not even near 2%, let alone the Fed Reserve Bank goal of 2%. We're well above 5%. And these are the official numbers. We know the unofficial numbers are really at 15%. This inflation in food, gas, utilities, transportation, manufacturing, housing, everything is going up. And you know you're in a bubble because crypto, gold, silver, stocks, everything has gone up. So this inflation continues to be a bad spot in this economy. And so we continue to see the numbers go up between services. Here again, they're showing you everything in the article that we've been talking about on this channel. And so this could possibly mean that they have to raise rates and not lower rates. Rich Americans, the 1%, are getting second passports, citing risk of instability. As you see here again, the rich people are going to take care of themselves. The 1% already have passport portfolios. As you know, they have offshore banking accounts and who knows where, besides the typical areas that we talk about, like Caymans and Switzerland and all these other islands, they're already going to be okay. They're collecting second, third, and fourth citizenships in case they need to flee their home country. And so they already know what's coming, what's preparing themselves already. They're already 10 years, 10 steps ahead of us, and so this is what's going on here. The top destinations for supplemental passports among Americans are Portugal, Malta, Greece, Italy, according to Henley & Partners, a firm. So you can see here, people are getting dual citizenships. Wealthy families, U.S. families are getting ready to get their exit strategy, the golden parachute to get out of here if things turn for the worse, in terms of economically and politically and socially, because social unrest is something that, super rich folks don't want to deal with. And I don't blame them. They have, that's why you're part of the top 1%, billion, gazillion dollars or whatever it is. One person is quoted here saying that the U.S. is still a great country. It's still an amazing passport. But if I'm wealthy, I like to hedge against levels of volatility and uncertainty. That's just what we said here. The idea of diversification is well understood by wealthy individuals around what they invest. It makes no sense to have one country's citizenship and residence when I have the ability to actually diversify that aspect of my life as well. So this is what they're doing. Billionaire investor Peter Thiel, who added citizenship in New Zealand. Google CEO Eric Schmidt, he's got applied for citizenship in Cyprus. Listen, everybody's getting ready to make this transition here. And that just shows you have to be flexible. We may not be part of the 1% super rich and have all these interest-bearing bank accounts, investments, but we have to be flexible as ordinary Americans. In terms of how we prepare. It's not just preparing physically, spiritually, and emotionally, but financially and also just socially preparing to be flexible. Maybe, you may not be able to live in your dream state or if you have to stay in the United States, but just being flexible in terms of where you live and things that makes a big, big difference here. As you know, President Biden met with Japanese leader today, Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida. He faced questions on the $14 billion buyout, the proposed $14 billion buyout, allegedly, of Nippon's buyout of U.S. Steel. So, as you can see here, we already have zero manufacturing going on in the U.S. Besides the manufacturing debt and fast food centers and storage utility centers. You see them going up, and gas stations, new gas stations, you see them going up everywhere. But you don't see manufacturing like U.S. Steel and all that other stuff that we had in the past. Now we have Nippon's buyout of U.S. Steel, ladies and gentlemen. And this is just another example here that this country is sold out. We've sold out a lot of our goods and services to Japan, China, Singapore, Russia, Ukraine, everywhere you can think of. Money is going everywhere, flowing everywhere but into this country's infrastructure and into this country's citizens, young citizens who are trying to get education, trying to make a difference. The money's going elsewhere. And so, ladies and gentlemen, they're going to propose a $14 billion buyout of United States Steel Corporation here. And, they claim that they're going to build this bridge, the key bridge in Baltimore that's been demolished. They claim that they're going to use U.S. companies, allegedly steel companies, but now we see that may not be happening now with this $14 billion buyout of U.S. Steel. And every day our national debt continues to rise. Ladies and gentlemen, we have $34 trillion of national debt. $102,000 is your share of it per citizen. $266,000 per taxpayer. And everybody says, well, the debt doesn't matter. We can keep printing up money. Not exactly. That's not how it works. We have to eventually pay the piper eventually with this debt, with this derivatives, all of these different things that are rolling over and just being papered over and printed over. Eventually something is going to break, and this economy cannot sustain this, So what do you think is going to break this economy? Is it going to be this hot inflation data that we keep seeing? I think it may be. I think it's going to be a combination of two things, ladies and gentlemen. A breakdown of the currency, meaning that, yeah, you can print up a lot of money. You can give Americans universal basic income, all that, but it's not going to be able to buy anything. Things are going to be so high. This is what we've seen in Venezuela. We've seen this in Turkey and Greece and Iceland. We've seen this in the breakdown of all Sri Lanka, Colombo. Remember that? A year ago, the economy crashed and the dollars they were having to print up was just crazy. This is what's going to happen to this economy here. So just want to give you a heads up on this thing. We'll talk more about it later on Thursday, Friday when we get more information about the jobs report. Be blessed. Be safe. Continue to prep as best you can with you and your family and your neighbors. And I'll talk to you very soon on the next episode. Take care. God bless.